All right. I should be live and direct. All right, give me a minute. Let me jump over here and just make sure that we're good to go, that we are streaming live. Um, okay, guys, so looks like I am live. All right, guys, so I wanted to shoot this quick video and kind of share with you guys my process of creating digital products and how I do it. If you don't know anything about, my name is Orville J. Parker, aka Coach. I'm the founder of Modern Frontier Publishing, and we are a small digital publishing company that specializes in creating guides and just different resources for those who are freedom and self-reliant minded. All right, so we kind of focus on that with the focus on Gen X. All right, so we're focusing on the old folks like myself. Okay, um, and what I want to do is I want to quickly go through and kind of share with you guys the process of how I create digital products. Now, with me, I focus on how to guides or information based products that share strategies or frameworks that you can actually consume that would teach you how to do something. And here at this point that I'm in right now, most of the products I'm creating, or most of the training I'm creating, is research that we've done around content creation and monetizing your content. Those would be considered the two broad strokes, if you want to say. Okay. And so what I do is I usually look at what it is that I'm doing or what it is that I'm thinking about doing. And I always ask myself, what would I want? What kind of X would I want that's going to X teach me X or whatever? Okay. Are you guys follow what I'm saying? Okay. So let me kind of give you an example. So right now, I am working on doing research and then creating resources for those who are out here and wanting to live what we call an alternative existence. They don't want to just settle for the house in the suburbs. They want to get out here and they want to be adventurous. They want to have some type of excitement and adventure to what they're doing. So a lot of people are looking to do what we call hybrid approaches to how they live and work. And so one of the things that I had been doing was, I consume a lot of content around this particular ideal in space. So I'm always watching the videos on homesteading, van life, nomadic life, living as what we call in a hybrid format to where you're on the road for so many days and you're home for so many days. And then when you're home, you're doing things very unconventional. You're homesteading, you're off grid, you're doing things like that. And so that's where I started. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I created, I think it was, I know one solid guide this morning, me and my team. And then we created a, a funnel and a framework for how this funnel was going to work. And then we went in and we created over 40, well, it was 30, let's see, 20, it was 30 emails that we created to put inside of our follow up system for anybody that inquired about this product or bought this product. Okay, we did all that this morning. I'm gonna kind of show you. So what I do is the first thing I do is I decide what I want to build. All right, so I'll decide what it is that I want. So in this particular case, I wanted a very simple framework that was going to teach people how to go out and live in this unconventional way when it came to how they lived. All right, so I wanted to talk about living at home part time. I wanted to talk about van life, RV life, being what we call a domestic nomad. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about travel. And when you think about travel, I didn't want to talk about moving abroad and staying abroad. What I wanted us to do was I wanted us to create some information for those who might want to go abroad for like 2 to 3 months at a time, not move over there, right? And so once I started, once I was able to clearly define what it was that I was wanting, Then I went about the process of starting what we call the brainstorm session with my AI team. So I went in and I told my AI what I wanted, and we started going back and forth of what this can look like based off of the actual resources we've already created up to this point. And one of the things that we try to do is when we're creating a product, we try to keep it on brand. So when we're looking at things, unless we're creating something that's totally standalone on its own, if it's part of a build out or a series on the product, then we try to have some type of syncing with what we already made. And so this fit good with what we're doing. And I'm gonna kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So inside this particular funnel, I like to call it my freedom funnel that we're doing. All right. So the first piece of the funnel is a free report that I give away. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it. All right. We'll kind of backtrack from here. Okay, give me a minute. Let me save this. So I was working on this new guy. So, okay. All right, so let me get rid of this. All right. Okay, so let me come out of there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the free guide that I'm talking about. All right, so you guys can kind of see when I say we're gonna stay on brand. All right. So here's the first thing that we created in that funnel, and this wasn't created today. All right, this wasn't created today, but we did create this the other day. Okay, so this is the giveaway that we give away, the freedom formula: how to build a business online, giving away free information. You guys have noticed our brand colors, our logo, Modern Frontier is there, and then we have a certain way of how we present the information. Okay, so we got this done in the format. Now I have to go in and make an adjustment to this. All right, but we got everything put in place, and this free report here is standalone. I mean, you can literally take the information from here and go out and build you a micro funnel and start giving away a free item to build an email list. And then all you have to do is market to that list. So this is a business that you could do here with the Freedom Formula. Okay, so that's that one, right? Okay, then the second thing that we have inside that funnel, all right, the second thing that we have inside that funnel is this piece over here. I'm gonna pull this up, and this is our flagship course here. All right, let's see if this is the right one. Okay, this is our flagship one here. Okay, so this is the main guide for Modern Frontier. It's launched the Content Creators Blueprint. All right, so when you go through here, this is a 215 page guide where we talk about becoming a content creator, how to create content, how to put your content out in a way to where your content is syncing with an ideal customer, how to attract an audience, get the attention, build a relationship, um, document, share your journey, your process, and then sell something to them. That's what this whole ebook is about: how to build a business around content. All right. Okay, so that's the second one in the funnel. All right. Then the third thing that we're doing, we have a bundle. Now the bundle is going to have that ebook there that you see. All right. Then it's going to have this ebook here. All right, which is called Faceless Fortunes, where we go in and we teach and show you how to create digital assets that doesn't require you to put your face out there. And we focus on what we call theme pages, all right, and faceless theme pages. So that's what this is. So this is part of that bundle, right? Okay, that's the second thing in that bundle. Now, the third thing in that bundle was this new guide that we're working on, okay? And what you're going to see here is I'm going to show you how we built it out here. We built it out this morning, and this is me and my AI having a brainstorm session. So I go in, I talk to him about what it is that I'm trying to do, and then he communicates back, and we go through this process of getting on the same page, trying to figure out. I'm telling him what I want in it. He's coming back to me, And then what I do is I upload a few things to kind of give him an idea of what I'm thinking as far as funnel and what we're doing and stuff like that. And then he gives me feedback on what he thinks about what I'm talking about, and we flesh all that out, right? Excuse me, guys. Sinuses. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. All right. And here is us still just planning out, okay, what it is that we're getting ready to write about. And we get it all fleshed out. What he'll do is start creating me a framework for what we're going to talk about inside the course. And I look over it, I okay it, or I say we need to change this and that. All right. And then we talk about how this bundle is going to look. So it's going to be the one ebook launch, it's going to be the other one, Faceless Fortune. And then it's our new one that we're creating. Okay. And we work all that out here. So this is all we did this morning. We get all that worked out. All right. Then we start building. All right. And what you're looking at here is us still talking about it and everything. So this is all the planning process here. We're doing the name of it, the concept, everything. Okay. Then this is us doing the build out here. So the Creators Freedom Blueprint is the third guide. And so what we'll do is we'll start building out the intro page. All right, then we'll build out a module. And as we're building this out, he's writing this, we're going back and forth, and I'm reading it, and I'm giving my approval. And then we'll go from there, we'll go to the second module, and this is how we build it. We just work our way through the whole guide. If there's something I read I don't like, I won't change, I want to update, I want to add it, I want to omit it, we'll do that, and we'll just keep feeding off each other as we build it out, okay? And that's what you see taking place here. Okay, here's module 5. So it's 5 modules so far. Okay, and then, so I came back to him and I said, okay, I want to add some additional information. I want to talk about branding, how our creators should be building brands around their content. And so we went in and then we create this one here, which is a add-on training to what we just created, okay? All right, and then here we are talking about price and how we want to position it. You know, what we should sell the bundle for versus to what we already have. So we go through the process of all that and we figure all that out there and come up with a price. All right. And we talk about the pros and cons of that and how to approach all that, which is really, really good, but very, very in depth. Very, very in depth. All right. Then we started working on the sales copy for the main page that's going to sell the bundle. So we start writing out that. We get all that done there. And then I tell him, I say, look, I want to go ahead and create a full-blown campaign. So what happens is, let me kind of talk to you guys about this. All right. So what happens is when somebody comes to a page, let me kind of pull up a page so I can show you guys. All right, so hold on one second. All right, hold on one second, guys. All right, so let me kind of show you so that way you can have some context of what I'm talking about. All right, so let's pull up the page. Give me a minute. All right. All right, so yeah, so here's the page here. Gives me a minute. All right. All right. All right, so what I'm gonna do is share my screen with you guys. Okay. So let me kind of show you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of reduce the size of this down so you can kind of see how it's gonna look. Because everything I do, I'm doing it for mobile, but it'll look good on desktop if that makes sense. So this is what you're looking at when you come to the main landing page. Right now, it's not pointing to it, but the domain that I usually use for my other funnel, learndigitaltoday.com, I just went in and redirected it to this page here, and it takes about 24 hours for that to update. But eventually tomorrow, when you put in learndigitaltoday.com, you're going to come to this particular page here. And this landing page and funnel is being built out on Stan. And the reason I'm building out on Stan because Stan is an all-in-one platform and it's set up for content creators to be able to sell digital products. And Stan Store is what I use inside my courses. All right. So when I'm talking to people about setting up their funnels and things like that, I am talking to them about using StanStore. So I said, okay, if we're using this, then we might as well, give me a minute. I said, we might as well go ahead and make that what we're doing. Okay. Got all these windows open. All right. So anyway, you come here and this is the free giveaway right here. So this is where we give away the what we call the lead magnet, the free report. Okay. Then what happens is down here under guides, they have the opportunity of buy and launch the Content Creators Blueprint, which is our flagship product and offering this funnel. Now, when I'm done today, there's going to be another box down here that's going to say bundle, and that's going to include this guide, but plus the 2 bonus guides that you don't see on the page, which is the Faceless Fortune and then the new guide that I'm creating. But the way this works is when a person clicks here to get my guide, they go to a full-blown sales page. All right, so here is the sales page that I've created to sell the actual single guide. Now, what we're doing now is we're working on a sales page to sell the bundle. But at this point here, okay, let me go back. So at this point here, when a person puts in their email address, automation takes place here. Now, when they buy this actual product here, again, automation takes place. Okay. And now let me show you what that looks like. All right. Got all these windows open. Man, y'all gonna have to bear with me. Okay, so this is where we're starting to create the automated emails that are going to go out. So once this system is set up, I don't have to do anything. I create the videos, I got the product created, I got the sales copy created. The person comes over, they get the free report. Once they get that free report, that activates a automated sequence of pre-created emails that are going to go out over a predetermined time. So what we did was I sat down, I said, okay, let's create the first series. I want it to be 20 emails that I'm going to stretch over a 2-month period. All right. So these emails will be programmed to go out on specific days, tying the actual lead back into the need to get the actual ebook. And each email is created to give value, but then to also sell the ebook. So if you see here, we went in and we created what we were going to create. So these are the 20 emails that we're going to create here. All right. And we talk about the theme. So like this first one is welcome plus why you're here. And then the call to action soft teaser. I'll show you how I did it. The second one, my escape story, why I left the 9 to 5. And then call to actions for them to go to the link to buy the book. All right. And so once we got that all fleshed out and I okayed that, then we started making the emails. And so I'm going to kind of give you guys an idea of what the first email says. It says, hey, first name of customer, welcome to the Creator Freedom Life, or at least the beginning of it. I'm glad you grabbed the Freedom Formula because that's one simple PDF. Because that one simple PDF holds the key to something most people would never figure out: how to build a real digital business using free information. No hype, no BS, just real leverage through your email list, your message, and a few powerful systems. In the next few emails, I'll walk you through how I used the exact steps inside that free guide to launch a creative business that changed everything for me and gave me back my time, freedom, and direction. Tomorrow, I'll share the real story of why I left the 9 to 5 world and built this publishing business from scratch. Until then, save this email, whitelist it, and get ready. You're not just consuming content, you're starting a shift. Let's go, Orville, aka Coach. And then if you want to skip ahead and check out the system I used to launch my first real digital income stream, you can peek it here. And then it'll be a link for them to click there. Now, if you can imagine 20 of those with different subject lines, different angles but a series of 20 of those are going to go out to each lead over a 2-month period. Now, the whole key with that type of system, all right, the whole key with that type of system is that you want your automation to do the follow-up. You want your automation to do the nurturing. You want your automation to do the closing. That frees me up to be out doing something else, okay? So my automated system is doing the follow-up and the sales for me, okay? Which is really, really powerful. Now, let me show you guys what one of these emails really looks like. Okay, so let's go back in here. All right, and I'm going to try to open this up and see if I can pull it up. And we're going to go in and look at one of these emails. Okay. So that way you guys can see how it looks. Okay, actually I have one pulled up. Okay, all right. So give me a minute. Man, I'm fighting sinuses. You guys got to bear with me, man. All right, so let me let me share the screen, share the screen, share the screen. Let me share the screen, share the screen. Let me share the screen, share the screen. All right, guys. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and we're gonna see what this email looks like. Okay, so here is a sample of what that first email looks like when it goes out to somebody. All right, so you guys can see it here. All right. So you see. Now, at the bottom of each email, once you see the email there, and it's really formatted really good, they can click here and that'll take them over to buy the ebook if they decide to do that. Then it says, talk to you soon. There's a picture of me here. So it says, Marvin J. Parker, aka Coach, founder of Modern Frontier Publishing and Trade Hippo LLC, prepares self-reliant, paid, and free. All right. And that's how each email looks. Okay. So very, very powerful. Now, the cool thing is we have a series of 20 emails go out. So every time somebody enters into my funnel, then my funnel goes to work for me. The automations goes to work for me. From that point on, everything that is done is handled by an automated system. So you might have some people that might sit in that, what I call that nurturing, and they might get all the way to email number 10 before they buy. But once they buy, they click on that link, the product is delivered automatically. All right. And then what happens is when they buy, they're going to be moved over to a different email list and a different sequence because they go from a lead to a buyer. Now, at that point, they're going to start receiving a different sequence of emails. Now, that is a 10 part. That's a 10-part series that's going to be stretched out over a certain amount of time. And what that is set up for is to upsell them to my bundle that I'm selling for 120. All right. So the first one was 50 and the second one is 120. Now, one thing I might end up doing, and I hadn't thought about this, but when a person upgrades to the bundle, I might give them some type of discount or some type of refund since they had already bought the original item. So like if my upsell is 120, my bundle is 120, they've already spent 50, then I might give them a $50 credit. So all they're doing is spending another 70 to get that remainder couple of guides. Yeah, we'll work out that. But I just want you guys to see how that works. So and that's what I do, guys. That's what I do. So I usually brainstorm on a product and I go back and forth with my AI and we'll figure out what it is that I'm trying to do. All right, then we'll start fleshing the ideal out and we'll create a framework. Then once we get that framework down, what we want to talk about and stuff, then we'll start building it out. And sometimes we might build and I might not like what it is that we build. And then we'll go back in and we'll talk about what I don't like about it. I've always take advice from my AI also too. And so we feed off each other. Then when we come to a conclusion, then we'll go in and make our adjustments and rebuild it. Then we'll once we get everything built, then we'll start working on all of our marketing. So we'll work on the opt-in page. We'll work on the lead magnet thing that we're giving away. Then we'll work on the email sequence, the follow-up sequence that like we just saw there. So many emails out. All right, we work on all the copy inside there, everything from the hook to the content to the call to action. We'll do all that. All right, then we think about upsells. All right, we think about how can we create this ascension ladder inside of our funnel. So like they might come in with free item, ebook, bundle, then later on it might be coaching or mastermind on top of it. Okay, so we think about all that, or we might say, okay, well, we have this ebook here and we have this bundle, and then later on we want to create this other product. But in the case of this particular funnel here, which is really cool, I have a community already, a school group already got set up called Modern Frontier. but I'm not going to allow anybody to get access to that until I got so many customers. Because right now, since we're just starting, I don't want people to go in there and they be in there by themselves and they're like, oh man, this product's a dud. There's nobody in there. So I'm gonna wait till we get about 150 customers. Then I'm gonna open the school group up, and that's gonna be really cool because that's gonna be a place where the members or the customers will be able to go in, build off each other, teach, help each other, share, be accountable, and I'll have additional learning inside that community. But it's already built. It's already built. We already have it built. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show it to you guys. Now I have to go in here and update it because we've got rid of the original curriculum, and we're going with more of a streamlined approach built around what I was just telling you guys. Originally, I had built it to be more broader, covering everything that I wanted to do with the whole preparedness, self reliance. All right, all right. So let me pull it up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys. All right. So you're looking at that community now. Okay. So if you come here, this is kind of like the timeline, like you'll see like on your Facebooks and things like that. You click on here, you can access the information of that I put up or whoever put the information up. People will be able to talk back and forth and discuss. That's what that is there. Like I'm showing here, a YouTube video talking about how they built this off-grid homestead in 3.5 years, and people comment back on that there. All right, but then it has a different section over here where you can have a classroom. And this is where we had like a lot of our trainings and things like that with the courses and stuff here. Okay. So eventually, when this group is opened up, all right, when I finally open this group up, all the trainings are going to be there, but then there's going to be additional training, but it's going to be a whole community feature there. All right, and so that's how I do, guys. That's how I make my digital products. And then what I do is once I get everything made, then I got to go in and set everything up, and that's kind of what I'm working on this evening. Um, I'm actually creating the last guide, so I'm going in and I'm copying and pasting what we wrote into a piece of software called Pages by Apple, and so I'll put it in there, format all the text, get everything looking good, and I'll read it while I'm doing it just to make sure everything is good. Then I'll go into Canva and I'll create the cover for the ebook, and then we'll compile the ebook. Then I'll save it in PDF and EPUB format. Then we'll take the content that we created for the sales pages, and we'll get those put on Stand, create the pages for those, get the ebooks uploaded to it, then link everything together. All right. Then make the buy button live, and we're ready to roll. And so that's what I'm gonna be working on today. So by the time I get done today, that bundle will be available because right now the launch, the content creators ebook is available in the free, but not the bundle. But we'll have the bundle available by the night. That whole funnel will be working. And then what I'll do is I was planning on doing it today, but tomorrow, starting tomorrow, I got everything set up for me to go live. You guys can't see it, but I got my tables and stuff set up, and I'll be broadcasting live from over there in the corner on TikTok. And guys, that's going to be interesting because that's something else I have to go in and talk to you guys about because I have a training that we done on that. But I will be going live for hours a day. So if you can imagine, it's almost like I have my own show where I'll just be talking about different things and teaching different things around self reliance and freedom. And the whole idea for the lives is because, like with TikTok, they drive a lot of traffic to your lives once you get consistent with it. And so it's a good way of being able to get the exposure. It's a good way of being able to talk to customers. They can get their questions answered. And then you can close deals that way. And guys, when I say that there's people on TikTok that is making some very serious cash going live and sitting live every day. And yeah, that's going to be a whole nother thing that I'm gonna share with you guys when we get done. But what I am gonna do is when I go live on TikTok, I'm gonna have my other phone set up so you guys will be able to watch me on Facebook and YouTube also. So you'll be able to watch the lives. But if you want to purchase, then all you do is go to the URL that I'm gonna be promoting, which is gonna be learndigitaltoday.com. and you'll be able to go over there and buy. But we're going to be live on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook every day at the same time. I have all these different things set up with all these little different arms and stuff you guys will see, but I got it all set up with the cameras and stuff, so it's going to be cool. But the cool thing about lives is, man, once you get that thing down pat, you can close business every day on those lives. All right. And I see some people make some serious cash on that. All right. Orville J. Parker, aka Coach. I'm going to go ahead and get off this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless.